rented, or most of them are going to be on Netflix, because that's where I get my movies from. But I'll try and see movies at the movie theater, like new ones that are coming out, so I can give you a review on those. But I can't promise that every week, because that's going to get kind of expensive. So I'm going to give you at least one movie from each genre, just to kind of give you a little variety, because some people don't like thrillers or horrors or dramas even. So without further ado, let's get started with this week's list. I'll start with drama. The movie I picked for the drama is a movie called Doubt. It has Philip Seymour Hoffman, Meryl Streep, and Amy Adams in it. And the plot is based in the 1960s at a Catholic school. And the head nun, which is played by Meryl Streep, she starts to kind of question or doubt the head priest, which is played by Philip Seymour Hoffman. She starts to question his relationship with a 12-year-old African-American boy who's a student at the school. And I picked this movie because it's just, the acting in it is impeccable and amazing, and it's really almost a thriller in the way of it being a cat and mouse kind of game between Meryl Streep and Philip Seymour Hoffman. They're both just phenomenal actors, and the story is, it's a little bit scary and deep, but it's not religious at all. It's more of just people's relationship and stuff like that. And it's a newer movie. I believe it came out in 2008. I would highly recommend that. It's not on Netflix, but they do play it on USA or TNT quite often. The next movie that I chose is a comedy, and this is probably one of my favorite movies of all times, and it's a movie called What About Bob? And it's pretty old. Well, it's not too old. It came out in 1991, which that was when I was born, so I'm not going to say that's old, but it's definitely not new. But it has Bill Murray and Richard Dreyfuss in it. And Bill Murray plays this total dependent, psychotic guy. And then Richard Dreyfuss is his psychologist or therapist. And Richard Dreyfuss takes his family on a vacation, and Bill Murray tracks him down. And the thing that makes it so funny is that Bill Murray he's just this most lovable guy. He makes friends with everybody, and he's just so sweet, but Richard Dreyfuss can't stand him. And it's really, really funny. It has some dry humor in it, but if you've seen any Bill Murray's movies, he's just a crack up, I think. So yeah, that's a great comedy flick for y'all. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely recommend it. For the indie or independent film genre, I chose a rather newer film. It's called Jesus Henry Christ, and this one isn't religious either. It's just kind of a play on the saying, Jesus H. Christ kind of thing. It has Michael Sheen in it and Toni Collette. It's a little bit out there in terms of, it's an independent film, so obviously it's a little different than mainstream, but it's about this boy who was born in a quote-unquote petri dish, and his mother raises him, and he doesn't know who his biological father is. So he goes and hunts down his biological father, and the boy, Henry, he has a photographic memory. So he's extremely smart, and almost a little too smart for his own good, but it's just about their relationships and him, Henry's with his mother and Henry with his biological father. And it's a very, very endearing, sweet movie that is really just nice and makes you feel kind of good, to watch it. And it is on Netflix, so that's always good if you have that. For the next movie is, I guess we'll do action. And the movie I chose for action is Aliens. Not Alien, but Aliens, the second one in the series. It's about as action, I think, as you can get. It's pretty much non-stop from the very beginning action. And it is a little gross at some points, just because of the aliens in there, and they're pretty rough. But it was made in 1986, and it has Sigourney Weaver, and it was an actress in it, and then it was directed by James Cameron, and I think also written by James Cameron, if I recall correctly. But it's very industrial and military, and just very, very good. Very, like I said, non-stop action. And the military people in it are actually pretty funny. You get a little comedic relief from them. And then there's also a little girl in it, so you get the whole, I can't think of what kind of aspect that would be, but, you have, I guess, the softer aspect of the movie, because you have the little girl in there. But I would definitely recommend this movie for any action lovers out there. The next genre would be horror, and this is definitely a mainstream horror film, but I had to pick this for the first one, and if you haven't heard of it, I'm very sorry for you, but it's called Paranormal Activity, and it is, for me at least, one of the scariest movies I've ever seen, because I have a very overactive imagination, and I'm a big fan of movies that they don't have to show you anything. They don't have to show you a monster, anything like that. It's just, a door swinging open, and it's like, what's there? You can't see anything, but the door swung open. And that's pretty much what this entire movie is based off of, is this couple, boyfriend, girlfriend. They're living together, and the girlfriend, she claims that she has a demon or a ghost following her since she was a young child. And so the husband, in all of his genius, decides to videotape and almost taunt or summon this entity that is haunting them. And the results are not pleasant, but it is a very, very good, scary movie, and they made 4 right now, and I think the 5th one is coming out in October. But number 1 by far is the scariest of all the Paranormal Activity movies, and one of my top horror movies to date. Finally, I will go ahead and do I guess it can be considered a thriller, but it's more of a film noir type movie, which is based like off the 1940s, 1950s kind of stylistic of the, I guess, cop in 1951, and it was directed by Alfred Hitchcock. And Alfred Hitchcock is probably my favorite, or one of my favorite directors. He's just, he's creepy old guy. But this movie, it's these two guys meet on a train. One is a tennis pro, and the other is, I believe they call it a socialite. And they make this agreement or pact that each one will kill the other's person of choosing, person in their life that they want to get rid of. And one guy thinks that it's just, they're just talking about this, and then the other one is a little bit more psychotic, and he wants to kill the other person. So it's a very, very excellent thriller, but it's black and white, obviously, from 1951, and there's no graphics or anything like that. But the story really trumps a lot of thrillers and mysteries that are in today's film. So anyways, that's all the movies I have for you this week, and next week I will have another list for you, and I'll try and go to the movie theater this weekend before I do one, so I can kind of let you guys know if any of them are good. And please, if you guys have any questions or comments, suggestions, critiques, anything like that, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I'm not saying these movies are for everybody. They're just my favorites, and I think there'll be a general